So the next step over the next 2 to 3 years, we'll be doing a $20 to $30 million expansion. It's on 55,000 square feet. I've signed a lease for 49 years. We've been in business for 68, so we figure 49's, it's a blink. Hey, I'm Mike Ungaro, and welcome to Fish Factor. I'm CEO, visionary, and business co-owner of the Kings of Fish TV series on Amazon Prime and the legendary San Pedro Fish Market. Under my leadership, we saw double-digit annual sales growth for over a decade and became the second most visited seaside attraction on the Western Seaboard, second only to SeaWorld. On this channel, you'll get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to run a multi-generational business that's been operating since 1956, the highs, the struggles, and the unique challenges of working with family. You'll see firsthand what it takes to keep a seafood empire thriving while also producing our TV series Kings of Fish, which you can watch right here on YouTube and on Amazon Prime. Welcome back to an episode of Fish Factor. I'm Mike Ungaro, CEO visionary of the San Pedro Fish Market. Family owned and operated since 1956, started by my grandfather, grew from a small 200 square foot location to being one of the largest, most successful single location restaurants in the entire country, producing over $30 million in sales, serving 2 million people a year, setting 4 Guinness World Records. So what's next for us? We started at this 200 square foot location. We grew as much as we could. And then we had to get out of the way for a redevelopment, which is fine. We're going to be part of that redevelopment. As a matter of fact, what I want to talk to you today about is our plans to expand. And maybe you can be part of that expansion. So what does it look like? Right now, we're about to open a new temporary location. It's going to be on 33,000 square feet. It's going to seat 1,800 people. We'll probably produce about $20 million a year in seafood sales, selling our world famous seafood trays. That's going to be on the LA waterfront. And the reason I'm saying it's temporary, it's going to be there 3 to 5 years, because right next door to it, we're going to rebuild our original location, and we needed a place to function and take care of our customer base of 2 million annual visitors. So the next step over the next 2 to 3 years, we'll be doing a $20 to $30 million expansion. It's on 55,000 square feet. I've signed a lease for 49 years. We've been in business for 68, so we figure 49's, it's a blink. We'll get it. This location is going to be state of the art. We're using studios. That's our architectural firm. We're working with some major contractors like Swinnerton to run the project. And what we're planning to build is back to our 3,000 seats, but it's going to be a very experiential concept, which is what made us famous in the first place, where you'll be able to come in, you can pick out your own seafood from our cases. We'll cook it to your preference, to your liking, and it can be served, most of the time it is, family style, so you can come with 2 to 3 generations of family and spend the day with us on the LA waterfront. That's what made us famous. That's what we had been doing for the last 6 decades. So I think what's really important to talk about here is it's not only going to be in San Pedro. I also signed a 30-year lease to open a 600-seat, 17,000 square foot restaurant in Northern California on Fisherman's Wharf in Monterey. This will be open in about 2 years, probably a few months to a year before we reopen our San Pedro location. What's really cool about that is, if you know anything about the fishing industry in LA and California, you'll know that the same families that made their fortunes, if you will, or their careers fishing and selling fish in the San Pedro LA area also do the same thing in Monterey. So it's kind of like a second home, very similar cultural aspect, very touristy, very similar to what we grew up on the LA waterfront, what used to be called Portugal Village. So we're super excited to open that location. Sort of in between all of this, if I back up to 2017, we actually opened another location. It used to be called Joe's Crab Shack. It was in Long Beach on Alamitos Bay. It was a location that I personally had been looking at for about 15 to 20 years, thinking this would make a great San Pedro Fish Market someday. And then when I had read that Joe's was in bankruptcy, we reached out to the landlord, and it turned out they were ready to hand over the keys to somebody else. So we were able to take over that location. Cost a lot more money than we were anticipating, but it's 480 seats, 11,000 square feet. Some of the most beautiful Southern California sunsets you've ever seen over the Alamitos Bay in Long Beach, close to Ballast Point and some other iconic restaurants. But we opened that location February 1st of 2020. That meant 6 weeks later, we got shut down for the pandemic. So we're just now pulling ourselves out of that debt spiral. But that business is doing great, $7-8 million a year, and we're really impressed and super excited, and we only see upwards growth through that. These models are what we're going to be basing our expansion on, this experiential waterfront seafood experience, what we've been doing forever. And our intention is a new location every year for the next decade. So we get to 14 locations, and between that our media company, which produces our Kings of Fish series on Amazon and YouTube, in addition to all our retail and online products. We're hoping to get to I shouldn't say hope, our strategic plan is to get to $1 billion in value by the end of this 10-year goal. 14 locations, Las Vegas, Phoenix, maybe San Francisco. We're looking at San Diego. Anaheim's reached out to us for a lot of the expansion they're doing in that area, in the resort area. And then, I don't know, New York, Florida, Texas. We'll see. Well, we're open, and that's our plans as we expand. So stay tuned. We'll be detailing all of this in Kings of Fish, which you can watch on Amazon Prime and YouTube. And thanks for watching this episode of Fish Factor. Thanks for listening to Fish Factor. I'm Mike Ungaro. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and you can also check out all the episodes of Kings of Fish right here. You can learn more about our restaurants by going to our website, sanpedrofish.com, or you can follow us on our social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, etc., at San Pedro Fish, or the TV show at Kings of Fish.